What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to a Penelope Luz video. I'm very excited that I made it in time for posting for the current pre-order going on. So this collection I'm about to show you all is Penelope Luz's holiday set. These were released in, I believe, mid to late December, and we are getting them to, domestic, the States, if you will. We are getting the pre-order going on now through Color4Nails, which I will have linked below if you want to get in there. So the pre-order is for this week, and I'm going to quit yammering because I want you all to see the swatches so that you know, like, hey, jerk, you didn't post it on time, but I'm here. So let's dive in and check out the holiday collection. Starting off with Angel's Whisper, this is described as a light gray base with magnetic silver and blue shimmer. This is one of those chromy type of magnetic polishes, and that when you wear it unmagnetized, it will take on this somewhat metallic type of look. It's almost pearlescent in how it appears. I thought 2 coats was perfect, and it's got that softer type of appearance. If you have really prominent free edge, I could see maybe needing a blurring base coat when you magnetize it, as the backdrop becomes quite light in terms of opacity, but I still thought 2 coats and a glossy top coat worked well. Angelic Light is a white crelly with red and green microflakes and red and green iridescent flakes and a touch of gold hollow glitter. Angelic Light has a true crelly formula, and for that reason, I chose to stop at 2 coats with it. I felt like 3 coats was going to be a touch of overkill, and I knew that I was going to need a glitter smoothing top coat, as this one left me a touch thirsty. So yeah, it does take on more of a milky type of effect, as you can see in the bright lights on my full hand shot, but I think it's intended to be that way, so I wore it as such. Eternal Hope is a military green base with intense Aurora shimmer. I think, to my eyes, the base to this is more of a dusky type of army green, if I had to describe it. It's got a bit of a grayed out appearance to it. It also has a very creamy, smooth formula, very easy to hit opacity. I thought 2 normal coats worked, but some of you who tend to polish on the thinner side, or even if you're rocking real long nails, maybe 3 coats. So your preference on that and the length of your nails and all that good stuff. This one also dried down semi-flat. So again, I don't really have a recommendation for top coat. I think any would work. Glorious Gift is a purple to gold magnetic base with multicolored flakes. This is another somewhat metallic type of finish when you wear it unmagnetized, and it also built up perfectly at 2 coats. The flakes are on the chunkier side. I had no issues getting them out of the bottle and no need to fish or anything. They behaved very well. Now on that second coat, you can see I went in just a touch heavy-handed there. So that's kind of where I kind of cheated, to where I didn't want to do a 3rd coat. Across the board, all of the magnetic polishes in this collection responded really well to the Magic Magnetic Top Coat if you tend to magnetize your polishes like I do. Glory Shimmer is a baby blue with holographic flake and intense orange to gold Aurora shimmer. This brand does these types of shimmers so ridiculously well, and we've got another really prominent type of shimmer happening in the background. I so appreciate that no matter what component is going on in her polishes, if she has shimmer, it is not hidden by any flake or holographic or glitter or anything like that. So really nice there. This does have a lighter type of jelly-ish type of formula. It's got a bit of a squish to it, but I thought 3 thin coats plumped it out really well, and it wasn't too much of an over buildup. Otherwise, 2 normal coats works too. Majestic Star is an intense blue to purple shimmer with holographic flake and silver holographic glitter. This one is just as sparkly as you see it on the video here, especially on my full hand shot. And I love these types of glitters. They're my favorite. I don't know per se what you would describe them as if you were looking for that specific component by itself, but every time I see them, I love them. They're very, very twinkly, and they just catch the light perfectly every time, especially in like my kitchen lighting where we have these like recessed looking lights. It looks so pretty there. I didn't really have any grittiness with these either, so I think just a plumper type of glossy top coat will work with this too. Mary's Miracle is a holographic bright red with purple shimmer. Now, I want to note that I want to remind you all, I should say, that makers' official descriptions tend to list out the actual components that went into the polish. With that said, the base to this one does have a touch of I wouldn't necessarily describe it as a bright red per se, but it's got this almost neutral type of look to it, if that makes sense. This is my top pick in the release. It is delicious in person. The shimmer is quite strong and it does not take a backseat to the holographic effect. If anything, it plays up alongside it. Peaceful Morning is a black base with a blood red, almost leaning towards a brown shimmer, with red microflakes and shimmers with orange and gold tones and a silver holographic glitter effect. This one also had that acrylic-ish, I want to say, but it leaned more of a neutral type of finish overall. I thought it built awesome at 2 coats. I was very surprised because the first coat I figured I was going to have to do with 3 coats, but that was not the case. This one also dried down flat, semi-flat, I would say, and any top coat will be fine. Purest Joy is a navy blue base with magnetic turquoise to blue pigment and teal holographic glitter. This one's really pretty. If you were going to pick out, say, one magnetic polish out of this release, I would say pick this one. It's very nice. And when you wear it unmagnetized, you've got this aqua teal type of appearance. It's kind of, I want to say it's almost chrome-like, but that's that magnetic pigment going throughout it. But when you magnetize it, as you can see, it's got a ton of movement and a really pretty blue glow at the most extreme angles. It's a touch subtle, but it's definitely there when you look at it to the side. Last but not least is Sacred Birth. This is a magical shade that goes from silver to red with a slightly different tone, and it has a red microflake going throughout it. This is what I would say is more of a subtle type of magnetic effect if you choose to wear it magnetized and you're magnetizing it with, say, a bar magnet or a ring magnet or anything like that. I found that this one needed just a touch extra time too underneath the magnet to get those pigments to pull. It was just a touch heavier. And as you can see on my full hand shot, it is on the somewhat lighter side for the overall in-your-faceness, for lack of better words. This is one of those that I think those of you who do the velvet effect might like. And we're going to wrap this up with a real quick Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. We have quite a few more neutral type of, I guess, formulas, for lack of better words. I don't know. I don't feel like outside of this one here, Angelic Light, which is very obviously acrylic, I don't feel like any of them lean too thin or too thick, viscous, what have you. So I do think you can kind of pull it off with most of these, especially the super strong shimmers. Glory Shimmer, as you can see here, will really be delicious over black. But and Majestic Star, of course. Majestic Star, I do feel like this one is almost intended like a topper. It toppered so well. Mary's Miracle, I was also pleasantly surprised, and it's because of all that delicious shimmer. Otherwise, I would sit here and flap my jaw about how much I don't like holographic effects over, say, black or any topper like that. But you get the idea there. And then lastly, Sacred Birth. I think it's okay over black, but I wouldn't. The pre-order is going on now through Color4Nails, now through January 25th. I'm going to link that stockist below for you all. It's a fantastic stockist. There's a ton on there. So international brands, I know they carry Patty Lopez. There's Fun Lacquer. There's a lot. There's a ton on there. So go check out that stockist. And if you're wanting any of these, go ahead and grab them during this pre-order per the email that went out from Color4Nails. The shipping is supposed to start in, I believe, early February, the first week of February. Don't quote me on that. This is completely unofficial information. I just wanted to get this video out before the pre-order was over. Color4Nails link is going to be in the description box, and I will also link you to Penelope Luz's Instagram page if you want to check that out and give that a follow. And I'll also link you to Color4Nails if you want to follow that and see upcoming pre-orders and things like that, especially if you are domestic like myself to the US, and if you're wanting to keep an eye on any international brands, things like that. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.